Okay, so I think we're good to go, right? We're good to go.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, fine. So the people pitching today,
Yeah.
yeah, we already know ourselves. So we're going to start from the first person, which is Solomon. So Solomon would go first, then Manila would go, then Eddie goes, then Vina, Chatter Wallet. I'm sorry, Chatter. Sorry, Emmanuel, Ekedao, Ohana,
Sorry, what
Ofibox.
number? I'm sorry, what number, man?
Emmanuel, I think you're two,
Okay,
three,
number,
four, five, six, six,
number six.
six. Yes, yeah. Then Ofibox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, which you're not pitching today now? Asek, you're Sarah now. You're not pitching today. You're not pitching today.
Okay,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
okay, okay.
yeah. If you submitted your voice note earlier, you would have been able to pitch, but it's not there. So I mean, if you actually want to pitch, that's actually how you how do I put it? You declare your intentions that you want to pitch. Okay, fine. So Ashley, please can you keep time for 3 minutes each?
3 minutes each.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. 3 minutes is less than 3 minutes is also fine, right? Good. I mean, the next one is probably going to be 2 minutes. So yeah. Okay,
Okay.
fine.
So I have it
Okay,
on standby now.
okay, fine. Yeah. Okay,
So
so
everybody mute your mics, please. Mute your mics.
yeah,
Unless you're pitching
if you're
your mic
if you're
should
not
be.
pitching, yeah, just mute your mic. Yeah. Okay, fine. So Solomon, you have the floor.
Hi, my name is Solomon. I'm the founder of Freelance.live, a decentralized freelance ecosystem for humans, AI agents, or hybrid teams. As a digital marketer and a funnel designer with over 4 years of experience, I've struggled with the rigid and expensive systems of Web2 freelancing platforms. So I deeply understand the pain points of both freelancers and clients. And everyone actually agrees that freelancing is the future of work, but consensus is that platforms like Upwork are actually exploitative, right? So, but then there's no consensus yet on merging Web 2 plus AI plus Web 3 plus DAO to actually solve it. And that's where freelance DAO actually stands out. So we believe that flexibility in how work is done and how it's delivered will define the next era of freelancing, not just matching clients and to freelancers. So the problem we notice with the current freelancing platform is that they lack flexibility in hiring and delivery model. So and then freelancers suffer with high fees and slow payments, which actually discourage them. And also, many Web2 freelancers can't transition into the Web3 space because of so much barrier. So the solution we are providing at Freelance DAO is actually we provide clients with 2 layers of flexibility. Number one, how their work is done, which is either AI, human beings, or hybrid teams. And how second layer is how their work is delivered, which is through DAO manage, direct hire, or delivery, or freelance spot delivery. And also we offer on-chain reputation and also lower fees and faster payouts with cryptocurrencies. So and also our platform is actually hybrid by design, which means it accommodates both Web 2 and Web 3. So our target market is actually startups, small and medium enterprises, and actually DAOs looking for skilled workers faster, and also freelancers who are in the Web 2 space and then are curious of Web 3 space. So we provide that seamless onboarding for them, and also freelancers tired of high fees and lack of control. The freelancing economy is over 1.5 trillion, projected to hit that by 2030. And the AI workforce market is actually projected to be 900 billion by 2030 as well. So the Web2 freelancers transitioning to Web3, that one is on top millions, right? So our competitors are the likes of Upwork, Fiverr, Great Trust. And why we are better and unique is because we are cheaper, we are faster, we are easier and more flexible. Now, why we are faster is because we offer instant payouts, and why we are cheaper is because we offer lower fees, right? And why we are easier is because we have the Web 2 onboarding plus then the Web 3 options. And why we are more flexible is because we offer clients two layers of flexibility, how their work is done and how their work is delivered. So our go-to-market strategy is that
Yeah, your,
Thank you.
your time is up. So, first things first, the reason why we've not had a lot of things in your pitch, but your time is up is you did not follow the template. We can always tell when you don't, right? You didn't follow it. You're trying to convince us here, but you didn't follow it. So that's one. What you have is not a one liner. There's a reason why they call it a one liner. It's not a one liner. It's definitely more than 3 lines, right? Your job is to reduce it. That's why you have the template. To reduce it so you get minimum 6, maximum 9 words. Find a way to fit whatever you're saying inside that. That way it fits into a one liner. You're trying so hard to tell us. Don't tell us, show us. Right? So don't say everybody's believing that this is no, it's like 35% of new jobs are Web3. 25% of this, show us that you've done it. So that you will have enough time to actually explain your competitive advantage and every other thing down the line, right? You must follow the template. That's why it has been given to you, right? And so that's it basically. You were describing a lot. It sounded like you were describing, right? You're not supposed to. You're supposed to pitch, connect with us emotionally, pitch, right? So that with what you're saying, nobody's going to give you money after what you're saying. You're just reading a paper for them. So that's it. Also, after this week is going to be the last week, right, of people not using the template. Going forward, once you show up and we just notice you're not using the template, you would have to stop, and somebody else will use the time, right? So, like I said, go back to the videos and watch it, right? And if you're struggling, drop a message, talk to Ashley. But this will be the last time that anybody shows up and they don't use the template, right? Good. Okay, fine. The next person is Manila, I believe, right?
Hi guys.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cindy Okeme and I am with Manila. We create profitable menus for hospitality businesses. It is agreed that location, customer service, and marketing are usually the bigger problem in the hospitality industry. We haven't built Manila for 12 months now and spoken to 30 hospitality owners. We found out that employee theft is the bigger problem, and it is a $150 million problem. Now, how can we solve this problem? Our solution is to build an owner dashboard which caters to the 150,000, which caters to the $785 million market, and collection, staff tipping, and credit scores. Sorry guys. Our customers are hospitality businesses, lounges, events, and restaurants. And the market that we serve is the $150 million employee theft market, $785 million KDS market, and the $6.2 billion West African food and service market. My unique edge is that unlike Toast, Order, Wait Staff, and the likes of it, Manila directly addresses theft while also improving customers' experiences. Our go-to-market strategy is a free 4-week trial period, QR code installation, food fest, and community integration. Traction so far is that we've covered 30 tables with 180 QR scans, and we have processed $640 in transactions. Our business model is a monthly subscription, which ranges from basic to enterprise. And our roadmap consists of an owner dashboard, which will be onboarding and vendor onboarding. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't see anybody anymore. And that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fine. Okay, so 30 seems like a small number now, right? Because you've been doing it a lot now. So 30 seems like a small number. So you'll have to try and focus on increasing that number. You got distracted again. That should That should. I mean, it's smaller, but it was very obvious because you don't apologize. You just pick it up from where you stopped, right? Repeat what you said last, but pick it up. Don't apologize, right? Don't give the energy out. Just take it and move with it. Um, it was very obvious that you were reading. Yeah, it was. You were reading, right? Because you had to stop in some places and pick it up and stop and pick it up and stop, right? It might be text, whatever it is. Make sure that you find a way to mask it, right? Uh huh. Was I the only one that felt that towards the end it seemed as if she was reading? Was I the only one? Okay, fine, good. So it's not only me, right? Uh huh. Then so that's just it. Because when you're pitching, you wouldn't have the time to read. You don't have the document to read, right? It's 10 slides with images and words, right? The more you practice, the more you get better. So that's just it on that side. Since you already called the number 30, we should find a way to get that number up to 50, 60 because it seems as if you're on the traction side. So let's march on that. But that's it on your end. Who's the next person? Ashley, who's next? Eddie.
It's me.
Eddie, right?
It's Eddie. Solomon, please put your hand down
Mm.
so that the number.
Yeah, Solomon, put your hand down here. Eddie.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, can I go now?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hi, I'm Eddie, and I'm building current to give everyone the ability
Slow,
to grow
slow,
their
slow,
finances
slow
using-
down. When you guys say your names of your company, give us time to hear it. Right? Give us more time to hear it because it was very fast. So what? So start again.
Okay. Hi, I'm Eddie, and I'm building current to give everyone the ability to grow their finances using stable coins. Okay. For years, can I continue? Okay. For years, I navigated the world of traditional finances where earning interest and diversifying investments was simple as linking a bank account or a debit card. But when I started earning in stable coins, I noticed that I faced an issue. So I wanted to earn use and invest my stable coins, but the process was a constant drain. Because it was a constant drain. So to make local investments, I had to convert my USDC to Naira and then Naira to the local investment currency. Each step also felt as if I was losing hard-earned money to exchange rates and hidden fees, and also felt that the whole process was working against my financial growth. That's why I'm building Core. That's why we are building Core. And also, with stablecoins gaining widespread acceptance and accounting for over 43% of crypto transactions in Africa, I also noticed that not just I, but over 15 million people are only transacting with stablecoins. They don't do anything other than that. They don't earn interest on it. One reason being that they don't trust most DeFi platforms, and also there's a steep learning curve to how DeFi platforms work. So with over $300 plus saved on our platform while still in beta testing, our solution is giving users a simplified way to earn DeFi yields of up to 10% APY on stable coins and also easy access to investment tools. Our customers are individuals who don't just want to hedge against inflation, but also earn interest on their stable coins, and also individuals that don't know that they can earn interest on their stable coins. This is a $25.6 billion market, and we are targeting 2.5% of this market. Our competitors are traditional neobanks and fintechs, and also local centralized exchanges. And our unique advantage over our competitors is that
Your time is done. So,
wow.
You said your name is Corin.
Yes.
How do you spell it?
CORRE.
CORRE.
Yes.
So that's Corey, not Corey, not Corin.
It's actually a Spanish word.
Okay, so this is the reason why I'm asking this. You're using a name that is very similar to something that exists in the country. When you say Corin, I feel you're talking about the engineering discipline, right? That's actually how it sounds. You don't want to do that. You don't want to mix your name with something else, right? So I mean, um, when we were trying to get the Ofibox name for on Twitter, we couldn't get it because almost all the names around it had the OF monarch around it, so we couldn't even get it. Like all the OF people already took names around it, right? If you don't know what OF is, you probably have to go and Google it. And Google it. but that's it, right? So you have to be very wary of when you're naming. Name around the thing that is in your business, or if you just want to use a name that you can actually extend later, be very sure that it's not going to be mistaken for another name, right? So that's it.
Okay.
You haven't used the template, obviously, right? And you were reading. You'd have to use the
Oh, I
template.
used the templates.
You didn't. It didn't sound like you did. It's either you filled it with a whole lot of text, right? See what we do. Um, it's an image, a big number, a title. That's the only three things that you're even allowed to use. That way you can describe it without it sounding like you're reading. But if you put up a block of text, you will be forced to read it. What so let me explain something to you guys. What reading tells your investor is that you don't know this thing by heart. So if you don't know this business by heart, you actually can't execute on it, right? So that's just it. Like I told freelance DAO, lead with your numbers first, but you have to actually go back and look at the template and reduce the words and convert them to titles and numbers. Titles and numbers. It will be easier for you to run through it. Fine. Okay. The next person.
Hi everyone. I'm Chidera, and we are building Chatter. So Chatter is an agentic social checkout for e-merchants. And what we do, so we realized the problem. So over the years, merchants has always existed. Being able to actually engage in commerce has existed, but the processes have remained the same over a long period of time. And for social commerce merchants, they pretty much have to rely on the traditional ways of using WhatsApp and some other social applications to make sales. But that process is actually broken because you require your customers to actually, message you and then have to wait and confirm receipts and all of that. And we've actually done a lot. We've checked the research, and over 60% of customers say they actually drop off when they're not able to easily process a transaction. And that's a problem that we're looking to solve on Chatter. And with I and my team having years of experience both in fintech and marketing, we are the best people to actually solve this. The social commerce market is actually very large. It's worth over $780 billion. And we are looking to capture about $800 million of that, made up of untapped customers and customers that are already using existing solutions in the market. Our strongest differentiator from our competitors is being able to actually offer those instant payments, being able to actually use AI to help merchants and customers close those sales, and then also offer yield for the merchants on the idle balances. So for our traction, we've actually done over $5,000 plus worth of transactions and processed over 1,500 transactions also, whilst keeping our monthly burn rate at the minimum. Our team is made up of experienced engineers and designers with over 20 plus years of experience, and we like you to join. We like you to join us and to join it. Shape the future of social commerce. Thank you.
Okay. How many minutes was that?
He spent 1 minute, 39 seconds.
Okay.
1 minute, 39 seconds.
Okay. So, first things first, you've practiced, which is good. Finally, you're beginning to communicate, right? You see, everybody kind of knows, right? Like now, you're finally CEO. Like you're talking like a CEO because I could pick up more things in your pitch, right? Yes, it sounds really good, right? I could pick up more things in your pitch. You communicated. You basically came out finally, right? So that's good. I noticed that. You have stop words that it's just practice that will help you stop using it. You use a lot, right? The investors don't know. You get?
Yeah.
It's us that know, but the investors don't know. So you can't tell the investors they don't know, right? So the thing you have to do is
Yeah.
just keep practicing it. It's the same thing with the ARMs and the basically and literally. A lot of people have that. The way to stop it is just using pauses, right? So whenever you get to that point, you pause. Yes, yeah. So yes, so whenever you get to that point, you pause. The reason why we do the voice thing over and over and over is so that we can catch our stop words, then replace them with pauses. You get? Good.
Yeah.
But you see, you were able to finish your pitch in 1 minute 39 seconds, right? And I know Manila was also quick, even though she stumbled a little bit towards the end. She was also quick because she finished during the time. Whenever you practice and practice and practice and practice, every time it becomes part of you, right? And you can now carry it over. Okay, so your pitch has improved drastically, like drastically. So thumbs up for that. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's the next
Thank
person? Yeah, sure, you're welcome. Who's the next person? Yeah, Creators Lab, yeah.
GM, am I being heard?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright, I'm AK, Network Nomad and Community Strategist. I and my team are building Creators Lab because we're a long time Web3 creators, marketers, influencers with 15 years of combined experience. Along the line, we found out a problem that Web3 growth is broken. Creators can't monetize consistently. Projects struggle to reach real audience. Paid engagement attract bots, and eligible airdrop portals miss out because of non-native token to claim. Our customers, people we serve our Web3 creators, are founders and marketers, project managers, and Web3 newbies wanting meaningful growth, and that are seeking collaboration over competition. The solution, Creators Lab is a decentralized social network turning Web3 engagement into income for creators and projects powered by CLS Creators Solana. You earn CLS for every interactions on the platform. You spend CLS to grow your audience and engagement, plus participate in other DeFi activities. You can also borrow microgas token to claim your airdrop and pay back later with gas pass claim now pay later option. Our market opportunity is the creator economy, which is expected to exceed $480 billion in next decade, with over 5 million plus active Web3 wallet and growing. Our addressable niche is millions of creators and thousands of projects globally. Our competitors are Zilli, Gas, and Layer3, which are often Quest and NFT engagement platform with no direct monetization for projects only. And our edge is integrated monetization, here from every interaction, not just NFT sales or points completion, with gas pass as our unique features as well. And of course, community first, we are focused on projects and creators in the shared group use. We are also more affordable with zero upfront fees for basic use. Our go-to-market strategy is the X-Influencer campaigns, DAOs, and NFT community partnership. And our measurement is in DAU, which is in daily active users, number of quests completed, and the amount of CLS earned and spent. Our business model is the in-app purchase, plus the premium membership tier and Web3 native ad revenue. Hello, am I being here?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, great.
Time up.
Okay, your time is up, right? So first is first. You don't even have one liner. Let's even start from there. You don't have a one liner. Without a one liner, we don't even know what it is you're talking about. Now we could make out that this is something around DeFi and trading, right? But we are knowledgeable about your space, right? Anybody who isn't knowledgeable about your space wouldn't know what you're talking about. Use the one liner. It is literally around 50% of the whole pitch. We need to know exactly what we're about to listen to. You get? So that was basically where I stopped, right? You must use it. because this is actually how investors switch off. Once you start and they don't understand what your one liner is, mentally they've already switched off. You get? So that's it. You probably have to go back to that. Then when that is sorted out, then we can now know what the other business is. I wanted to give you the benefit of doubt to finish. Okay. So Monarch, you're up next.
Alright, I am Monarch. My team and I are building an intelligent accountability partner. The lack of an intelligent accountability partner, anonymity, and community for an addict causes stagnation and recovery. Having gone through dealing with habits like lack of proper sleep that led to so many health issues, and writing my thesis on spending to survive versus investing to heal, a financial analysis of addiction and recovery costs for my ongoing postgraduate study, I decided to go further into helping people deal with the habits they weren't proud of, which led me to getting my counseling certification in the US with over 2,000 hours of supervised sessions and testimonials of 100 plus people being sober from alcohol, abstaining from gambling and drugs. This led me to identify the lapse in traditional addiction recovery, methods and products. The lack of an intelligent accountability partner and community, as well as anonymity in addiction recovery processes, leads to recovery stagnation and increased isolation due to shame, guilt, as well as higher risk of relapse. Creating an intelligent accountability partner with trigger trackers and community, as well as an anonymous accountability partner, provides tailored guidance, supports, and a safe space, mitigating isolation and resulting in a long-lasting improvement for users, which platforms like Recovery Paths and Quitilla doesn't have. We tend to tap into the greater than 10 billion market cap by focusing on young adults and professionals dealing with gambling, tech, and smoking addiction via testimonials and leveraging social media addiction communities, and also creating a system to deal with the empty room problem. Our business model includes subscription packages from a free plan to a $15 premium plan, partnerships, and non-intrusive ads. Our roadmap consists of NFTs for milestones and sober timeline achievements, the AI accountability partner, as well as the anonymous accountability partner, and finally the customized habits to solve the empty room problem. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. So did well. True. Got a very clear. What I call it? Very clear founder product fit, right? We just have to make sure that fit actually they fit, right? But very clear. At least it's very clear, right? So that's it. We already kind of know what your business is. I figure that once we now have the pitch with the images, it will be very clear, right? But what you nailed was your founder product fit was very excellently communicated, right? Just like Ashley said. So that's solid. Okay, fine. So next is Ofibox, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have the floor.
Hello everyone, we're Ofibox, where we help create and sell tournament-ready game assets. So the problem is games take too long to make, and the stack is too complicated. On average, it takes 3 to 7 years to make a AAA game and 3 to 9 months to make a casual game, and that already knocks off most developers. And I think we can all agree that AI will speed up game development. So at Ofibox, we understand that an AI-based game pipeline is the winner. I personally spend over 20 hours a week gaming, and I've been gaming for over 15 years now. And I have tried to make a game and bring my own ideas to life, and I failed terribly. So that's when I actually realized there was a problem. So at Ofibox, we built an AI game pipeline that can speed up the development process by 10x. So instead of spending 3 to 7 months to build a game, you can build it in under 1 week. And that pipeline involves an asset creator, so you can prompt your text or your image to get a 3D asset, and also a gaming environment, an emergent gaming environment. So now you can play, test your games. So the game engine market is worth 3.45 billion, and the board game market alone is worth $12 billion. So our competitors are Unity, Steam, and so on, but Ofibox goes from an asset-first approach, and there are also other competitors that sell game assets, but then we create, play, and sell game assets all in one place, just like your favorite social media applications like TikTok. Yeah, we tend to get to the market through tournaments, bounties, and competitions where game developers and game lovers can create their games and also play them and publish them. And our current roadmap of our MVP, we intend to create a board game environment. So basically a checkerboard with emergent characteristics, with emergent assets, and an emergent board basically. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Ashley, how long was that?
2 minutes 20 seconds. 2 minutes 20.
Okay, fine. So first things first, it's like beating a dead horse. You're a pro pitcher, so I mean, even when you paused, it was very clear that you were not reading, right? You were actually calling it from memory, right? So that's solid. The product was clear. The one-liner was clear, right? At least even trigger. I think somebody asked the question how, meaning that it triggered, like somebody understood it enough to even want to ask a question, right? So clear, but then again, I mean, it's what is expected, obviously. Um, so that's it. So on that part, clear. A lot of things were actually very clear. So next, yeah, sure. Who's next?
Monarch, your hand is still up. Okay.
I think it's a okay. Is it who's
Stephen.
next? No. I think Vyna is next. I think Vyna is actually next. I think it's Vyna. I think it's Vyna and Emmanuel, then Steven.
Yeah, then Stephen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, hi. GM, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me. Okay, so first of all, disclaimer, this is still a rough sketch. It's a skeleton of pitchdeck, especially gas me at the bottom. So, okay. Alright, so hi, I'm good, and I'm doing Vyna.live, which lets you revenue run the live stream commentary for brands. Now, the brand live streams are very informational, they're full of information, and they're mostly non-produced. But I have hosted for something over a year, and I have over 160 hours under my belt, and so I know for a fact that great live streams are more experiential, they're more community produced, and commentary is king. So the problem is that most commentary tools, the existing ones, are stuck or limited to notebooks, or just niched down to platforms. And which is why I'm trying to build a commentary creator app. Now the customers that we are going for, as I said, still a sketch, are partners that are posting content that needs commentary on, and commentators itself. So commentators are our primary audience, and then we go after brands that need for the commentary. So our commentator right now is work, and our unique advantage is one of it is our visualization pipeline. Then our GTM is going to be through bounties and ads. Our business model is going to be through revenue that is going to be split on some of these brands bringing in money, brand and content advertising, and some of the purchase. The roadmap is currently in what we will introduce is in our agency, which is made up of just 2 people now. We're going on the restructuring, and thank you.
Okay.
1 minute 30 seconds.
Okay, fine. 1 minute 30 seconds. Okay. Now, what did they use confuse una now? The voice do. You when I hear what she pitch, or is it the voice? Did you hear what she pitched? Did you hear anything? Okay, so first things first. I mean, obviously articulate, obviously audible. We had a network issue, so it was buffering quite a bit, right? It was also very fast, right? But then again, I think it's to your strength because you already do a lot of commentary type thing, but you need to give us time, right, to understand. So you need to pitch us, right, or at least the parts that you want to use as cliffhangers. Let it be very audible. So it's something that Monarch did, and he took it from the very last class where he said accountability partner a lot in his pitch, a lot. So even if you're confused at all of what the pitch is about, right, you would always keep hearing it. I have the privilege of having seen your deck, and I know that there is a place for commentators earning money, right? But we didn't hear that, right? People would always latch on to any money through commentary, right? And what do you call it? And brands using commentary to drive drive growth, right? But we didn't hear enough of that, right? And it's important. See Manny's speech, he made mention of assets quite a lot. So the key words, the key value, it's okay for you to repeat it once in a while, right? So that even if we are falling off in some places, we can actually get what it's about, right? Fine. Yeah. But besides that, articulate as ever, but then again, hey, it's standard. Yeah. Fairs. I'll go and buy Starlink now. You have money. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, sure.
Can you come again with your competitor, the WAP?
Yeah.
It's not WAP. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not WAP. It's stage 4.
Okay.
So see what the company does. I can segue a little bit. It they turned influencer marketing on its head, which is businesses will create content, influencers will create content, then pay their audience to clip it, because they found out that sometimes the full 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it is, will sit there and just earn some small views, right? Or even if it earns views, that the way people consume it for the most part is actually in small clips and shorts. But they now get their audience to clip it, they now reshare it, then they also earn part revenue from it. But that way, they're basically also building like more channels for distribution by doing that, right? So that's basically what the thing is about. I mean, she would eventually, in her next speech, it will be clearer and she will explain it. So, okay, fine. Who's the next person?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel,
Can you guys hear me?
we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Umori Model, and I have a team of building a product called Matchday. Now let's start with the problem. Right now, most sports fans in Nigeria make casual bets with friends on WhatsApp, in barber shops, or group chats. I'm sure everyone here has done something like that. But there's no trusted digital platform to manage these peer-to-peer wagers, right? Traditional betting apps don't solve this. They are built for betting against the house, not with your community. And our customers are everyday football lovers, young, social, and already placing informal bets every weekend. I even have one going on in my living room right now. They want something fun, fair, and easy to use. No shady agents or complex platforms. Now, Matchday solves this. It's a social prediction app where anyone can create a game around real matches, set an entry fee, and invite friends to join. Everyone bets against each other, and winnings are split amongst the correct prediction. You keep control of your money, no agents, and you win with your friends and not against a bookie like on sporty bets or the betting platforms we're used to. As a user grows, they unlock creator status, which allows them to host games for the public and earn 2% of the pot. That's the total money. It's gamified, social, and peer-driven. Unlike competitors, we're not taking huge margins or holding your money. And because we are integrating with crypto wallets, we reduce legal risks and give users full control. Now the opportunity is very huge. Nigeria's betting market is worth over 700 billion naira. We're tapping into the informal, the undeserved part of that peer-to-peer wagers. I'm building a trusted digital home for it. So in summary, match day is the future of community betting, built for the streets and powered by tech. So that's my pitch in a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions? Yeah.
Okay. So first things first. There are actually competitors for what you're building. There is Poly Market, very big. There's Flip Cash Pool, getting big at the moment. Carlo was building something like that. There's Go Wager, already big,
Yeah, I
right?
heard of Go Wager. I saw Go Wager. Yeah.
So now this is the thing. Saying that you don't have competitors is not a flex. Because what that does is it shows you haven't actually done the research. You must have competitors for you to have an advantage. Because if you say you have an advantage in the market, well, an advantage over who? Right? Even if it's the regular barber shop like you mentioned, how do they do it? Is it giving a boardman money to hold? You must mention who the competitor is. Because what it shows your investors is that you are not scared to be honest, you are not scared to put off the risks, right? Because them giving you money is giving you money for you to understand the risks of your business, right? And be able to say, okay, fine, I know the risks. These are how we're going to outcompete these people, right? Also, when people say things like, "Oh, that we don't charge as much as our competitors," right? By the way, which is very funny too. When you say you don't have competitors on one side, and you say you charge lower than your competitors, well, who's that?
I didn't. Okay, no, I was saying that I didn't say we didn't have competitors.
But you didn't mention any competitors, did you?
No, I didn't. I did not.
So you don't have. So we don't know. So we don't know,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now this is the thing: is that there's a reason why the template exists. It has been refined over and over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
So by finding who your competitors are, because see what happens also with having competitors that are very clear. Some of your investors missed out on investing in those people, so they are still walking around with that regret. So when they see you and they're like, oh, you're going after them, oh, even the way you want to go after them is interesting. You can actually take their market. They want to relieve that opportunity they lost. So they'll give you money, right? So it's very important for you to kind of understand these things, you get? But very articulate and fantastic. It's just that the research has to be deeper. So it's like you need to look at your business in the mirror a lot more and not be scared to leave it naked, so you can actually address it. You get? Yeah. So that's just it. Then also you said something about 2%. Can't it be farmed?
Yeah.
Sharing money with. You said something about sharing money with the people that set up the polls,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Can't that be
Yeah.
farmed?
So okay. So basically, it's like I don't know if you ever. So there's this thing on Binance called I'm forgetting what the tag is, but basically it gives you privilege to create ads on Binance so that people can buy.
Okay, so now you see now it's becoming a little bit more complicated, right? Sometimes it makes more sense to just keep it simple. So see what you're going to do. See what you're going to do. Go back, right? Use the template, right? And go through all the things we mentioned. Figure out how the other people are implementing. What is Polymarket taking? Are they doing ads? Are they being powered by ads and they're giving away the betting for free? Or is it fees, right? Then when you're now mentioning how you're going to make money, you'll be like, we make money through fees, we make money through ads. And that's already very small, right? And it's straightforward because you're not going to have time. 3 minutes is actually ample time. Money, when you guys did the Vietnam one, how long was it, the pitch?
It was pretty short.
It was one page.
Oh, yeah. 30 30x30, right?
Yes, 30x30. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, it was actually a one-page pitch deck. So we're not even talking about like
One slide pitch. Was it
one slide. Yeah,
pitch
one
as well?
slide pitch. Yeah. So if you think that 3 minutes is actually difficult, I mean, Donatus does like 1 minute 20 seconds these days, right? So I mean, hey, that's it. But that's it on Emmanuel's own. So who's next?
Sorry, I wanted to ask him some questions.
Okay, sure, please ask me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Emmanuel, sorry, about
Yeah.
is it matches?
Match play. Match and
Match
then
play.
yeah, match.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So first of all, is it you bet on already existing matches, like the way the Premier League is now, you just bet on those kind of matches? Okay, so you don't
Yeah.
create your own match.
Okay, so create, that's what I was talking about. So there's something called creator status that's limited to a few people, right? And you can earn a creator status by playing more money. So rather by betting more money, right? So at the beginning stage, maybe to get the creator status, you need to spend about maybe you need to have
Absolutely,
about
yeah.
$1 million or something. Yeah,
Have you been able to consider the FPL route?
That's why I was asking whether it's already on the existing matches or if it was a fantasy play on, because you mentioned that creator thing and all of that. But I think maybe anyway, I was just trying to find it. That was what I wanted to just get. Thank you so much.
Okay. Alright.
Fine, good.
I wanted to also ask a question.
Sure.
So is it tied to football? Like
Okay, for now, we will be starting with football, if I'm being honest. We'll be starting with football and skill. I mean, we have access to the whole game API, but from a bit of research, especially given, the country we are in, like, football go faster or scale more. Actually, and also given the season we are in currently, but as time goes on and we begin to find out player or rather user, I'm looking for the right word. The way users, enjoy the products, will get insights and all of Twitter.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I feel like football is seasonal, right? After almost all I don't really watch balls, but after this season, right? After this period, like next couple of months, there is silent again. So you could check they are now Edge, and it's on Solana. And what they do is that they bring up so many other parts. So there's one of the political view, right? Where and it's always a yes or no, just like free cash. Not like, oh, do you think Democrats will win this election? Do you think that Trump will wear a red tie, for his speech today? All of those kind of things, because that somewhat solves the empty room problem, right? When there's no football, right? Because before you know it now, you will now move to you want to go to basketball. Then like it's really sports you want to focus on. How many people watches, basketball, around your current demographic. So yeah.
Okay, fine. I mean that works. Yeah. So
Yeah.
So I think we can go over to Steven now. Snipost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So hello everyone.
Yeah. Hello.
I'm Steven. And I'm building Snipost, the home where Web3 developers do what it takes to get hired. So in Web3, the goal of every developer is to earn or get hired. But in this Web3 space, hiring and collaboration rely heavily on proof of work, collaboration, and recommendation. But here's the problem: most developers find it hard or get lazy to document their work and put it out there. I myself am a developer with over 4 years experience, and I transitioned into Web3 2 years ago, where I got a job by putting myself out there. Recruiter reached out to me, and I've seen how building yourself or putting yourself out there matters, where many developers are lacking now. So I've built Snipost, and it provides 4 solutions. One, it provide built-in tools, the code snippet editor and the visual editor, which makes it easy for developers to document and share their work in public. It also provides a central social hub where developers come together, share what they are working on, and network with each other. And also we provide a reward system, this to motivate them and keep them happy while building in public. They earn
Solana through tippings and also XPs from engaging in the platform. And also we provide a recognition system, a leaders board, where developers are ranked based on their XP and are visible to the creators. In the Web3 space, there are over 200,000 Web3 developers with over 200 plus Web3 bootcamps. So you can see the inflow of Web3 developers coming in. And also, so far, our our go-to-market strategy is reaching out and partnering with Web3 bootcamps. And also, so far, we have launched last month and we have over 40 users with over 70 code snippet published, 20 visuals, and over 20k XP distributed and earned. Our business model, we charge 12% on tipping fees and also $3.99 on Pro plan and $10 on the Elite plan. Thank you.
Okay. How long was that, Ashley?
So it was 2 minutes, 2 minutes 25 seconds.
Okay, fine. So I like it, right? It's clear, right? And the fact that you went for build in the open as your area of concentration is interesting because people in your space, either they do tooling or they do plugins or whatever it is. You actually went for building in the open as a way to add validity to the proof of work, which is really good. So I like that. Um, your traction is very clear. You told us how many Sniposts you already have, which is good. Then one place I have an issue is when you said let them earn soul. Nobody wants to give soul out as prizes, right? Not that they don't want to, but there's the regret of you giving somebody one soul when it was $20 and soul becomes $3,000, right? You can't forgive yourself for it. But stables is very fine, right? So they can give stables. Now the thing with us is that so far as if you give me soul and I don't spend the soul, it's actually useless, to be honest. If you give me stables that I actually transfer amongst myself through the Solana network where Solana earns fees, it's better for us, right? So and nobody would give you. It's almost like saying, oh, you bet with somebody and you give them a piece of land that was worth nothing, all for you to come back in 20 years and there's oil in that land.
Yeah, sorry, but since major targets are the Web3 developers,
USDC.
for now we are starting with Solana, so I believe
Solana as the chain, but USDC, they're not going to earn Solana now, they're going to earn USDC. You're trying to give them proof of work to earn USDC, not so, right? So let them earn USDC.
Yeah.
So this is a problem that we've tried to also educate developers on. It's a money thing, it's not a tech thing. I don't want to give you something that I know will be very valuable tomorrow, then come back and it feels like I did myself a disservice, right? Yeah. So that's it. So I think we're to the last. I think that's Funsha, right? Funsha is the last person, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fine. Funsha, you have the floor.
Alright, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, awesome. So I'm Funsha, co-founder for Emerge Funds, a fundraising platform that delivers instant emergency aid using USDC and fiat. My team and I have seen firsthand how access to fast financial help can save lives. And with years of building Web2 tools and community-led growth in Africa, we built Emerge Funds to be the kind of platform we wish existed when we needed help. In most of Africa, access to emergency financial aid is slow and bureaucratic. Traditional platforms take days, they charge high fees, and often block cross-border support. But crises don't wait, and that's why we build Emerge Funds. Our customers are individuals and families facing urgent crises, and the donors and communities who want to support them instantly. From medical emergencies in Lagos to floods in Nairobi to diaspora support from London, we
make urgent aid instantly available. The solution we are providing is to enable individuals and organizations to create verified emergency campaigns and receive real-time borderless donations in stable coins directly to their wallets with full on-chain transparency. We will track every key metric from time to funding to donor retention using on-chain analytics. And the market opportunity for African emergency aid is worth $2.5 billion annually. And crowdfunding is booming across Africa, growing from $150 million and rising with mobile first users. Our key insights is that emergencies require instant, transparent, and borderless funding, and Web3 is the only system that can deliver that at scale. Our competitors are GoFundMe, Mchanga, and ChainFundMe. And the difference between us and our competitors is that we are instant, we are borderless, we work with the unbanked, and we are mobile first. Also, our donors can track how the money goes online. So for attraction and go-to-market, we've already partnered with Bashcash for easy on and off ramping, and we're in talks with Zelo XYZ to enable SMS banking. So users without internet or crypto wallets can still access aid. We'll be reaching our users via community leaders, diaspora channels, and local influencers on WhatsApp, Twitter, and Facebook. And for our business model, we'll generate fee from 5% platform fee, premium campaign services, tips from donors, and future B2B licenses for health organizations and NGO. And on the long term, we'll introduce tokenized governance models for community ownership. For our roadmap, we already have a live MVP. I dropped it in the chat with campaign creation, USDC support, and transparency dashboard. And what is coming next is verification tools, a reward system, and a mobile first UI, and also NGO onboarding. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, so well, like they were telling you in the chat, this thing, breathe. Like they run like say they pursue you. Like say they pursue you. Just breathe, just calm. So this is the thing with what you're trying to build. Crowdfunding was supposed to be the best implementation of crypto. It was one of the biggest promise for the longest time. Hasn't really panned out, right? It's like NFT marketplace, right? Hasn't really panned out. Now, the problem is if you try to build it as a standalone product, well, more funded people than you have tried, right? It has burnt investors a lot. Is anybody looking forward to funding it all over again? It will be like the 100th crowdfunding product. So I don't see, what you're saying it like the old one, like a GoFundMe or an Indiegogo or that same thing, right? Or a Kickstarter. There's nothing different. However, if you make it a widget that you can give any business that wants to raise money, right, or that wants to crowdfund. So take for example, churches, schools, sports teams, right? If you can build it and just say, if you really want to collect all these things, we already have the app for that. And you can onboard some churches to do that for building fund. Now they won't give you building fund now, we all know why. Because now their own racket, right? But if you go that route, right, maybe alumni in diaspora that want to build something back in their schools or their towns or anything like that, that might actually work, right? Because it comes with a new spin, right? But in the existing system, I don't see how you can sell it. However, I have a question for you. What happened to the kiosk thing you were building?
Yes, so for that, we're supposed to get funding from the charge. So I did a breakdown for them, and they were supposed to fund part of it.
But you got a grant to at least go and test it. What happened to that?
Yes, we did test it. Then so I did an analysis and then I sent it to them. Right, so they were like that they didn't see.
Yeah, but you didn't send it to us. Because you didn't send it to us because we didn't see it.
Oh.
Yeah, because the point is this is um for every POS person you see, they have an umbrella on the table, right? And they have a bucket of maybe like cold drinks or something underneath there, right? What can we do to make that a tad better, right? And how can we? You might be surprised. You can build it, and a money point is, you know what? Let's just sign over 1,000 pieces and just send it across the whole country, right? When you people abandon projects that was actually properly thought out for you people, you don't understand what you're doing. Sometimes the pieces have already been made for you. It's just for you to come and score. You get? Because you remember the company I showed you that was doing something similar. They're a very big company in France, right? Replay. They're a very big company in France, but also they also act as advertising. So it's like a kiosk that is like a billboard as an advertising business at the same time too. There are multiple ways to monetize it, but imagine if the umbrellas you give have like sensors or whatever it is at just the very top there. You can actually tell. You can use it to build out a network, so you can tell where the next POS person is around you. That's already a deep in network. And how much would it cost? Really? You can use tiny radios like cents on the dollar, right? But it becomes an interesting story to build out a network, a utility network, not even a communication network, but a utility network, right? So that was an amazing business. It was already designed. It was given to you like this, like just to score, right? So sometimes if you told me earlier before you abandoned it, I would have told you how to go about it, right? Think about that again, because see what it has. It has a good story. There are human beings being powered by every kiosk you put in. There are SMEs being powered by every kiosk you put in, right? It could be a table, it could be a foldable table, umbrella, compartment, whatever it is, right? They might even have rollers, right? It will be something new that when they look at it, they will be like, okay, we don't know if this is going to work, but if they're going to slam Solana on top of it, then it's fine. If Soulflare says for the 2,000 small distance you have, we can even fund some of them. The customer acquisition costs for Soulflares and the big companies might actually be more than buying the bloody thing. In that case, they'll be like, you know what? Hey, just put it there. Anybody who has a POS system can also do wallet transfers for people. They can also do real world P2P. It's something you can sell, right? But the thing is that you have to understand how these pieces kind of connect. You get? So fine. So I think you should give it a try, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Now, like I said, sure. Please go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, I just had a question.
Sure.
I asked maybe sort of an NGO, but I think I got that answer. I also wanted to know, how can you, let's comment, how can you tell when someone really needs it or just wants to set up their office? Or in my case, buy an emergency number.
Okay.
So how can you tell?
Yes. So like if you check the pitch, I made mention that emergency cases, right? So emergency cases might be the students that needs a certain amount of funds maybe to complete their fees.
Yeah.
Or some.
So I mean, like, I heard that, but like, how can you? I mean, I can just say, I want to complete my fees, and my fees are, 1 million naira, but deep down, I want to call my baby,
Yeah. So for that, for instances like that, there's a section on the website where you need to upload a certain.
Also, let me even ask you this question. Why are you the best person to build crowdfunding? Let's even start from there. Why? What experience do you have in building?
So during my ND2 second semester, I had an issue with the person sponsoring my education literally lost their job. So there was like I had a lot of challenge trying to like raise funds to continue, right? So it was a struggle, right? But eventually I got money.
Okay, so let me sorry to cut you, but let me save you the heartbreak that money received in essay. You're not connecting. No investor understands what this is, because it's like, what do you mean that somebody died and you couldn't pay school fees? They don't understand what you're talking about. Like, it's gibberish to them, right? So that's it, and that's the truth, right? Like, you also have to understand the space in which you're playing, right? Because if you go that route, it's almost the PT route. Also, this is the thing about lending money to people who aren't doing business, is that you can't recover that money. If I lend you money if you raise money to pay your school fees, you don't even know if you're going to graduate. I can't get my money back, right? Right, I can't. You get? But if you give me, if I borrow money from you to buy something for 10 naira and sell for 15, you know that at least if I sell maybe 4 or 5 of it, you can come and get you can recover some part of it, right? And also, you also have to understand how the AIDS business goes, which is the arms and the AIDS, and like, okay, fine, just take money. Sometimes it's actually there for you, not for what you think it is there for, right? Nobody really likes you. Let's actually keep it a buck, right? Nobody really cares. The whole point is, what do I get out of this? Can I use this donation to reduce my taxes or whatever it is, right? So you have to also understand, like, the person you're going to collect money from, what is it that you're really getting from them, you know? These ones are here discussing about cars. You people have not even earned revenue, you're discussing about cars. You people are lost. Okay, so fine. I think that's it. Great, but I mean, great all around, right? Everybody that pitched, amazing stuff. The thing is that from next week, we will not have to pitch with our pitch decks, right? So we would, for Monday and Wednesday, we would literally do like tests to look at people's pitch decks and just give some advice, and we'll try and drop some videos prior to Friday's pitch deck, or like prior to Wednesday and everything. But our classes continue from Monday to Wednesday, because we need anybody who has finished their own pitch deck can bring it and do like a mock, so we can help you fix it, help you get to traction. Everybody living here must live with traction, at least you're set to start collecting customers, to start talking to customers, if you haven't started talking to customers already, right? So that's that. Then there will be a change to the prize system this time around. Participatory prizes was well and good, but now we're getting into the end game, which is how good is your pitch, right? So it will be restricted to that. So if you show up and you finished your pitch deck before Friday and we look at it and it's nice, then you probably qualify, right? But that's it. So for today, and we'll actually start today. So today it would be more around who the top 3 pitchers were, right? Out of everybody. Now there are a lot of criterias around this, but with what I have here, and anybody in the crowd can basically object to say that they don't believe these are the top 3 pitchers, and we can deliberate it. But the short list I have is Chatter, Ofibox, and Snipost. That's the top 3 I have, right? So if anybody feels that they should have been there and that they are better than these 3 people, you can raise your hand and let everybody else answer you. So it's fair, right? Good. So it would be $50 each for them, because it gets a little bit more tangible now, because we're actually now in the end game, right? Yeah, so no, we don't believe your certificate. We don't believe them. We just talked about it last week. We just talked about it. No, today is Friday. We talked about it on Wednesday, and you already have a certificate. We don't believe you. So, is Donatus here?
Even my wife shocked. She said, she said when I come out.
Yeah, but the beautiful thing is this, that you see when you said it and it made sense, right? Because now all of a sudden they're like, okay, he's actually trying to get something for this, right? You can now go and continue doing it and enroll. So you can now say enrolled, and it would make sense, right? So far, so like I said, it's equal price, but I can actually tell you how I Donuts is here. I can actually tell you how I placed it. So it's Chatter first, Ofibox second, Snipost third, right? That's how I placed it. The reason why I was looking for Donatus is that hopefully by the next by the next by the next pitch clinic, we will be doing the dispensing through the Vexio loyalty program, right? So Pitch Clinic would actually have a loyalty program on Vexio, right? And would manage a lot more things through that the app itself. So the reason for this is that by doing it, and I know Vexio is going to be working with a few more people here, right? We can pass transactions through it. We can stress test it so that it would also be available for every other person that wants to integrate Vexio into their business, right? So that way, not only did we graduate with more apps that are on chain, but we graduate with more apps that are already doing transactions, right? So Donatus, if anything happens to their money by Friday, it's entirely on you, right? Well, and by the way, eventually we'll come back to Streamlink, because I think they're almost done with some of the changes they're making, right? So we can come back to it and basically hit from there. Also, quick one. I don't know if a lot of you know, a lot of you are trying to build video related stuff, that Streamlink actually has an SDK, right? An SDK called VidBlock, where you can build out your own video experiences. So I know Vyna.live will probably use it. Emmanuel, for what you're building, you might want to do maybe like video, whatever, for banter or whatever it is, right? While people are holding their bets, you might want to do that, or you might want to use what Vyna is building. I know Ranktasi would use it. I know Ofibox will probably use it, right? Yeah, Rooms too. Oh, Rooms has already integrated it. Fantastic. So this is actually the thing where we can be our own first customers, right? Integrate heavily and just spin off from there. You get? So that's it. No, they are cooking. I can see it. So that's it for now. Is Tochi on the call? Is Tochi on the call? Okay, okay, I'll boss him in the group, yeah. But that's it. So like I said, Chatter, Money, Snipost, right? That's 50 a piece. So happy weekend, and let's cook a lot. We will try and drop a few more videos in the group to kind of help out for people who miss some of the classes, right? But there's actually like a lot of videos in the classes already, so just go to it and watch the ones. They're all titled, so just watch the ones you missed. But also for people that are actually looking at Chilera today and seeing how good he did, you can actually watch and see how bad it was prior to today, right? You know, and see that that's the growth that everybody can actually have. You get? So let's yeah.
Okay, sorry. Someone's asking if the visuals are also important.
Yes.
I think I must be interested in.
Yes, it is. It is, yeah. It is, yeah. You want it to attract, you want it to retain, and you want it to land the point. So you can't use black background and light and dark green this thing, right? Mm. Goddess, you don't get unit. If you like say even the internet go off safe, Wahala day. Okay, guys, have a lovely one. Okay, see you guys
Thank
on
you.
Monday. Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.